Hey, Tommy, how about you throw a nut my way? You know what I'm saying? Throw me that nut.
Nut.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just hanging out with your bro.
Nut.
And then you just go, yo, throw me that nut. I just need that nut over here. You know what I mean?
And then your bro goes, nut.
Yeah, and then they throw you a nut. We slanging nuts this week,
my
boys.
nuts are already slang.
Roll the intro.
So what I'm saying is I should go off my meds.
No.
And get back into that state.
I don't condone this.
Welcome back.
Shout out God, shout out Jesus.
Deep
Welcome to the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular with Eddie and Tommy.
All right, welcome back to the Extraordinary...
I keep that motherfucking thing on me.
Welcome back to the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular with Eddie and Tommy. Very high energy this week. Tommy's chugging water. How's it going, Tommy?
Went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, you know what happens when that happens? It's your epiglottis. It's your second tongue. I learned that in a broadcasting class. They taught us about the epiglottis. I don't know why.
It was delicious.
Nice. Water doesn't really taste delicious. It just kind of tastes like water.
It's refreshing, though.
Yeah. I'm wearing sunglasses inside. I've gotten too rich, you know.
He's a douchebag.
I'm too podcast famous now. Do you ever get fucking compliments from the show? Like, I'll get one every once in a while.
Like from people, they like it.
No, but like from people you don't talk to.
Like people I don't know.
Sort like you know of them. Sometimes, like usually, I'll get people that I don't talk to on a regular basis, or like I've never really talked to at all, and they'll be like, "Yo, I love your show."
I get people who I don't talk to on a regular basis.
I get that a lot. But then
I don't get people who I don't really know.
I get people I don't really know. I know there's people that listen that I have never met in my life.
Yes, that is true.
There's a lot of people that listen that I don't think should listen anymore, but they're very nice, so they do. Shout out them.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about. There's people I've never met, and you got listeners. Shout out all the FPBs. We love you. Mwah. This week is going to be an awful week. We've got nothing planned, but that's where some of the
what else is new, you know?
Yeah, I like how we always give ourselves like a week in advance, right? And we do this every week, so like we should be expecting for this to come. Like this.
Dude, all I know is it's your turn for conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I know it's my turn. Do I have one picked out yet? No. Do I have one in mind?
But if that were me, if I did that, hey, FPVs, listen to this. If I did that, what would you say? You'd be like, you fucking idiot. You don't even have one ready?
Well...
Do you even care? It's like you don't even care. It's so professional. That's what you would say to me.
We are the number one professional podcast on the internet. So it's kind of like, I do kind of expect you to be prepared. But, you know, I work 3 jobs. I try to pay for this podcast.
I'm trying to put food on the table for us and our family.
I'm not trying to...
Like you and I and the family we share together.
Yeah. Bethany.
Shh, don't call names.
My wife, Tess. Bobby, bleep that out.
You don't want people to know you're a creep?
What do you mean? I'm not a creep. How does that make me creepy? Just because I want to marry your cousin?
That
I don't know. Okay.
Person who's in high school that you've never met? Yeah.
She's not. She's graduating. It's fine. Like, it's not...
Yeah, but how long have you been saying stuff like this?
Back when I was in high school, when I found out she existed... You know what I mean?
Yeah, when she was probably in middle school.
And it's not even that I'm like attracted to her or want to actually marry her. I thought you would be more into the idea that I could join the family and I would be at the events.
No.
You've told me before.
I need my time away from you.
You've got. We live fucking 2 states away.
Yeah.
This is the only time of the week we ever talk. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's your fault.
All right. How's that my fault?
Let's move on.
Okay. So wait, hold on. I'm going to throw up real quick. Oh, Jesus. I ate a lot of spaghetti, gluten-free spaghetti.
Oh.
But it was too much. I'm a glutton.
Paschetti?
I'm a glutton, and I'm a glutton for pain. Anyway, yeah, no, you've told me before. You have a lot of family that lives out in like New England, New Hampshire. And
dude, don't give away their location.
I'm not gonna give their fucking address out. That's
you just
a whole ass state. But
there's no but
said,
like how many people live there?
Many times before you've told me that I could come with you next time you go. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll come. And then you go without me, and I'm like, cool, thanks for the invite. Anyway, I'm going to marry your cousin.
You're always busy.
I'm going to marry your cousin so I can get into the family. This is strictly Game of Thrones kind of like arranged marriage. It's not anything like love or anything. Like we can date other people. It's nothing like that. Okay? I'm over the fact that I love your cousin. It's more of now I'm just trying to bring business. It's a business transaction. You know what I mean?
Wow, dude.
It's not
that'll really win her over.
I don't need to. We just need to set it up, is what I'm saying. We just set up the marriage.
Nobody
together.
on this side's gonna set it up.
I have, you know, like I'm seeing someone right now, so it's not even like.
Whoa.
It's not.
Eddie's got a girlfriend. Whoa.
I didn't say that. I didn't say there are any labels. Although,
right,
actually, Bobby, we're treading on very thin ice here. So let's.
Why is that?
Well, because like I don't want. She listens, and then if she hears this and I say the wrong thing, and then like maybe.
Oh, Eddie! Right now, what are we?
No, we're not gonna do
yes,
what
yes,
are we
we're playing
on
this
the
game.
podcast right now.
We're playing this game right now.
You remember when we did the writing Eddie's Tinder bio episode?
Yeah.
So when that came out, we had just gone on our first date.
Oh.
And then she found out.
My mom heard me yelling and just texted, "Are you okay?"
What?
My mom must have heard me yelling and just texted me, "Are you okay?"
Say no. Just see what happens.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
So when that episode came out, we had just gone on our first date, and I forgot what we were I forgot the what the episode was about, and she was asking, we're getting to know each other, and the podcast got brought up because it's the only thing interesting in my life. And so it was more of, it wasn't like directly this specific podcast because I do multiple.
Brag about it.
Thanks. So I work on a couple. I produce a couple, and then we have UFR, which, by the way, in a hiatus right now. We'll see if it comes back. So it wasn't that big of a deal, right? It wasn't, because we had just started seeing each other. It was like our first date. We had just been texting back and forth a lot and stuff like that. And things keep rolling around. We got to know each other a little bit better, and we went on a few dates and fucking, stuff. She, stayed over at my place a few times, and then.
What are you implying?
I don't know. Remember, she.
I'm a good Christian with good Christian values. I need you to tell me what you're talking about.
Thin ice, very thin ice, such thin ice. Anyway, I called something out on an episode.
Oh boy!
And it was like I think.
Was it offensive?
Fucking, I'll just say it because it's not gonna be. I'm an open book. This is where I come to rant. So that was more of a thought to me. So where I was like, it's every Jewish boy's duty to fuck so. It's every. My dad listens to this podcast. He was texting me the other day about it. It's every Jewish boy's duty to have the sexuals with
an Aryan girl.
Yeah. And she was like,
excuse me?
Excuse me? And I was like, you're not. Here's the other thing. She's totally not my, how, have you ever realized you have a type?
Dude. Okay, be careful saying what you're saying.
No, I've already talked to her about this, so it's fine.
I got in trouble for saying this.
What do you mean?
For having the same conversation.
On here?
No.
Okay, well then explain what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, say what you're talking about.
No, I wanted to. Tell me your type. Tell me your type right now, and then I will go on with my story.
No.
I want to get you, and if I'm getting in trouble this week, I want you to get in trouble. So you're gonna have to.
Because I've already gotten in trouble talking about.
Well, then you
this.
won't.
Not with you.
You can't get double jeopardy. Okay, this is.
But
America.
I've said the same thing before, talking in just offhand.
Who?
And it didn't go over well.
Was it your significant? Was it your
Yeah, my girlfriend.
She got mad at you for saying that you have a type?
No, not that specifically, but for saying that she's off type.
Oh,
It's not important. Let's not. Bobby, cut this out.
No, you know what? No, Bobby,
Now
don't
we're-
cut
now
this
we're both
out.
getting
How
in
about
trouble.
that? You like your own medicine? How about that, Tommy? We're
No, I
not gonna
don't.
cut this out.
I shouldn't have said anything.
So I don't see why she would get angry about that. Because it's
I'm
not.
not
It's
gonna
not a
get
bad thing. Like you're obviously together. You know what I mean?
I've had this conversation before. I'm not gonna have it.
Good
here.
radio, man. So that blowing into the mic is also
I'm
great. For
trying to stay
levels.
alive.
So, and I've told her this, but she's like totally not my type. I usually attract girls who are more, I don't know how to put it. Like they're art ho-ish. They're interested in pursuing things that are a little non-conventional. Artists, fucking jobs that aren't just a 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's not. What?
You know how I said my mom asked if I was okay because I was yelling?
Yep.
She just texted me, "Oh, okay." It sounded like you were moaning.
You were. It was when you threw my...
No, I know. But it was just this funny text.
Dude, your mom heard you throw a nut to me. How's that feel?
Yeah.
Anyway, she's not my type. She wants a regular job. And she's not... I've been told that I date...
You just said that like it's a bad thing.
I've been told by friends that I seem to date a similar looking person. And she doesn't fit that mold at all. That's the Aryan part. And then she's not Aryan. She is German. And her... Never mind. I don't want to fucking giving away too much information
Does
here.
she have blonde hair?
I'm going to apologize beforehand, so when this comes out, I won't get in trouble. That's what I'm going to do. So now...
You'll just get in trouble before it comes out.
No, well, then it's fine, because then it'll be out, and then it's like... It'll sound... I'll make it sound so bad that when it comes out, it'll be like, oh, this is fine. And so future Eddie will think past Eddie, because it's fine. Don't even worry about it. It'll all work out. Bless you.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Dude, I did that earlier. So I was sitting on the couch earlier, and I realized something really bad about myself. I was just sitting with my roommates. I was sitting with Bobby, the 9-finger diddler. Shout out Bobby, best producer in the world. And our other roommate, who's also named Tommy, Cousin Bilo.
It's me.
And
Dude, that's not Cousin Bilo. Cousin Bilo's a different person.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And... They were playing Mario Party, and I was finishing up some homework or something, and Tommy was like, I was trying to be funny like for a second, and I was just gonna fart really loud, but I realized that if I forced it too hard, I was just gonna shit my pants, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I said, "You should have shit your pants," and he went,
Mm-hmm.
"What?" And I'm like, "That would have been great content." And then Bobby turned to me.
You're horrible.
Bobby turned to me and he was like, "There's no cameras here. There's no microphone. Like this
Yeah.
is what content would it? He would literally just have shat on our couch and we would have had to clean it up." And I've realized I'm addicted to content. Like
You
this
are.
podcast has ruined my life. I'm constantly thinking about stuff. That's the worst part about this podcast is that it's not only just like we have to record it. I enjoy recording it. I get to talk to my friend Tommy. It's awesome.
Heyo.
But the preparation is like we have to think of stuff throughout the week.
Then why do we have nothing to talk about?
No, I got stuff to talk. I mean, we fucking wasted like 15 minutes talking about how we wasted 15 minutes I'm going to get in trouble for, but it's like, you know,
Dude,
we're fine.
This is the price we pay.
Exactly. Putting our hearts out there. This podcast is so bad. It's such a bad... I mean, it's better than like the ones that I've heard fucking kids we went to high school with. They're like, "Oh, let's start a podcast." And then it's like... I don't want to
listen to them.
Well, I always do because I want to make sure it's an ego thing. I don't want to I want to make sure our podcast is better than theirs just because I want us to have the best podcast coming out of, you got to start in small circles. Okay, Tommy? So
Oh my.
when we graduated high school a few years back, I was like, okay, so I'm a content whore and I feel really bad about it. I think I really,
yourself a whore.
yeah, I'm a little whore.
You're a little whore.
Yes.
Little content slut.
Yes, I'll do anything for content. I'll do it for the Vine. Remember when that was funny? I want to fucking die right now. This is the worst situation. This is the worst. This is right now. This is the worst situation, man. Like
What?
It's not you, and it's not even like, it's not like the the conversations we're having are fine. It's just, this is just the worst. Have you ever had that moment like where you're just like, I want to not exist right now?
Holy shit, dude, are you good?
No.
Do you need a number to call?
No. I'm not at that level yet. Have you ever considered calling real boy hours right now? Have you ever considered calling like the suicide hotline or anything like that?
No.
Never?
No.
I've done it like, I was dialing once, but I'd never called.
Oh,
I was
dang.
this close. And then it was kind of like,
And you're like, I don't need you.
nah, I was more like, get over it, fucking pussy. And then I did.
Jesus.
Well, my meds kicked in. I don't know. I need to get stronger.
At that
meds.
exact
I need
second?
to get stronger meds. That's one thing.
I do too.
That's going on in my life. No, come on, pussy. You just got on them. You don't know what this life's about.
Yeah, and dude. First of all, exactly.
Give it a little
they're supposed to
time.
start you small, and then start. Dude, it's been like 3 months.
Give yourself more time. Honestly, it takes a while.
Second
to
of
get
all,
in your fucking system.
I felt way better, and then like this week I had like 3 mental breakdowns.
It was a stressful week. Probably you had finals.
Yeah, but you know,
I wrote a paper.
when you just randomly start this. Sorry,
Speaking
this
of-
is gonna get way too personal.
No.
I'm not gonna say it.
No, say it. This is what this podcast is for. Say it.
Nah,
Speak your mind.
nah.
Well, it's too late now. You already brought it up. It's gonna be bad radio.
Yeah, now I'm gonna stop talking.
It's gonna be bad radio if you don't just go on with the stories.
That sucks.
Then just tiptoe around it.
Yeah, I had a mental breakdown. That's it.
All right, cool. Good
That's
story.
me tiptoeing around it.
So I wrote a paper. I had to write a paper for this dumb fucking class that I took. And I'm going to show them this podcast. Like, I have to show them something that I'm working on. I'm going to show them this podcast. They're probably not going to get to this point, so it's fine. I'm going to shit talk it. Dumbest class I've ever taken. It's about freelancing.
Right.
It's such a bullshit class because I'm not like failing it or anything, but it's my worst grade right now. And this is the best I've ever done as a freelancer. Can you explain that to me? Can you fucking
you've told me this
explain that to me?
before.
That's the dumbest fucking logic ever. I'm making money doing a craft that I want to do. Like, I'm doing what I want to do and making money off of it. And yet the class is supposed to teach me.
It means you're not doing as much as you could be.
No, because that class is bullshit. You go in. You know what I had to write a paper on? A health plan. What are you going to do as a freelancer to keep yourself healthy? So I started out my paper like this.
Good point. It's a good point.
I said, listen, my health, not the greatest. I don't work out. I don't eat right. I don't sleep enough. I smoke. I drink. And I know this is bad and I should change it. And then I go on to say, I went on to talk about how like I need to sleep more, and I've actually been trying, which, by the way, fucking, if you go to bed early and get up at an early hour, like I get up at 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah, it's weird.
And no, it's amazing. I love getting up. I love getting up early now. I'll go to bed. Sometimes I'll go to bed at like 10. Like, that's wild.
Dude, what's the point?
I used to go to bed at like 4 a.m. I started going to bed
Yeah.
at 10 and getting up at like 6. Holy shit, man. I get like 2 hours in the morning. Because, you know, at night, what you're doing is you're just kind of like hanging out, watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever. I just do that in the morning now, and I get to drink coffee and fucking relax, and it's quiet. I don't have to worry about like my roommates being loud or being loud myself. Like, it's just peaceful.
But now you have to worry about them being loud when you're trying to go to sleep.
No, not really. It's fine.
But then you wouldn't have to worry about them being loud at night anyway.
So anyway, let me go on with this. So you should get 8 hours.
Burn.
I highly recommend fucking, if you need to work on your sleep schedule, do it now. I feel so much fucking better. My mental health, my physical health. I get way more productive when I have like a full night's rest. And
Yeah.
I sound really weird right now. We should get a sleep doctor on the podcast. We should get more
Yeah.
guests again. Remember when we used to do guests?
Dude, my brother wants to come on.
Let's have him on. What do you want to talk
All right.
about? We can talk
I
about that
don't know.
later. But
We'll find out.
yeah. We're going to have Joey on. Or Bobby, cut that out. I don't know if he wants his name out there yet.
Dude, he doesn't care.
Okay, that's fine. Keep it in. So I went on to talk about all this drug use, which is not real. I don't do any of this. So In another paragraph, I went, although I'm taking some steps to better my health, I know that it's important to start doing more. I should start working out again, quit smoking, and maybe cut back on the booze. But come on, I can work on that when it's really a problem.
Jesus.
Luckily, I haven't gotten to any hard drugs. Even though I'm 87% sure I want to try cocaine, that's true. I do want to try an upper. I feel like it would be a good time.
Was this like supposed to be a serious paper?
Yes, this was supposed to be
That's why you're not
schoolwork.
doing well in this class.
No, I don't do well because I don't do the work for the class because it's bullshit work like this where you're like, what the fuck
But you
does this
also
have to do
pick
with
a
anything?
serious paper and you're like, I should try cocaine, huh?
He doesn't fucking care. The guy who does it is like, this class is a joke. He's very successful as a freelancer and he gives great advice, but then when he has to, you know how the schools set out like parameters that you actually have to teach by?
Yeah.
Like he's like, some of this shit dumb. I don't like it. Like this, dumb. There's a section about writing a press release for a newspaper. Who the fuck writes a press release for the newspaper nowadays?
Newspapers are dead.
When's the last time you read a newspaper?
I never read a newspaper.
Well, that's sad. You should have read newspaper. They were pretty prominent back when we were younger. Anyway,
when I didn't know how to read. I learned how to read last year.
So I ended that sentence. I said, even though I'm 87% sure I want to try cocaine, I probably won't. And then I put an ellipses and I said, for now. So that way I keep it open-ended. And I turned this in,
ambiguous.
by the way. I turned this in, by the way. Like, this is...
Yeah, I believe you.
This is on my record. This is what I'm doing with school. And I'll probably get an A on that. Honestly, if I don't get an A on that, I'll let you know. If you don't hear about this again, I can pretty much guarantee I got an A on that. So I've been trying to be more social. I've noticed that at school. So when I first went to college, listen, kids, this is a very important lesson I'm going to teach you today. When I first went to school, or when I first moved out of my parents' house and I went off to college, I quickly, when I moved in, I met my roommates. We became very close friends. I still live with them. I love them very much. So I had them as friends, and I still do.
Gay.
But then at the very beginning of college, instead of going out and meeting a lot of people, I ended up getting a girlfriend. Don't
Gay.
ever, in the first semester of college, don't date. I mean, like, you can go on dates. You can have fun, mingle around. Never fucking, like, pin yourself down that young. And I think it was such, like, an early time to, like, this is the point where I would have been making friends and finding people to hang out with. And I didn't because I had a girlfriend. And so I would spend all my time with my girlfriend, who's, a great person, very nice person. Didn't work out. But I was spending all my time with her. And all my friends, we had mutually. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
We were all just like everyone I would hang out outside of class. It would either be with her at her place, or they would only be friends with me because of the relationship I was in. So then when we broke up, all that just shattered that. So now I have no friends here. I have like 0 friends that I can hang out with outside of class.
I count 3 right off the top of my head.
So that's actually a real... I know that I tell kids to fucking, smoke meth and shit. Don't pin yourself down first semester of college. Whenever you move out, go make friends
kids,
first.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Make friends first. Get a fake ID. Go out to the bars. Fucking have a good time. Maybe get an STD. Who cares? Just don't do what I did.
Don't get an STD.
Don't do what I did. Learn from my mistakes. Don't
Sheesh.
relive them.
Sheesh.
So anyway, since I'm depressed and lonely, I've started to try to be more social. You know what I mean? So
Gay.
I'll talk to random people.
Bobby, cut out every time I say that. Hold on, I forgot I was saying that.
You've been saying gay?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude. You said it a lot.
I said it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, you should stop
Dude,
saying
we're going
that.
to lose half our viewers.
We love the LGBTQIA+. Cut back in.
That sounded so fake.
Cut back in.
And cut all those other parts out.
Yeah, sure. What was I talking about? Okay, so I'm lonely. I have no friends here. and this isn't a pity fest. This is just my fault. So I'm trying to be more social. I need to make friends here. You know what I mean? Not just people. Like I said, I'm dating someone, but I don't want that to make that mistake again. I don't want to like rely on one person to be my friend, because like she was my best friend, and then her friends were my friends, and then I lost all that. So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to avoid that by just having friends that I can go over and like fucking watch a football game or a movie or, you know,
Watch some football.
regular people shit.
Dude, just go out to the sports bars and say, hey, boys, who wants a slap on the ass?
Who wants to throw this nut? Who wants me to throw them a nut? Who wants me to nut? Who wants me? And then I just spread my cheeks.
Which cheeks?
You choose. But it's not like it's
mouth.
more, it's not
I choose mouth.
It's not like a mating thing.
Mouth.
It's more of like
I'm choosing mouth.
It's more of just like a presentation, like an alpha move. Like
I
it's
want
an
your mouth.
aggressive move. If you walk into a bar and spread your asshole open, and like that's an alpha move. Do you agree?
So it is specifically ass cheeks.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
You said you decide, and I said I choose mouth.
I guess. Sorry, I messed up. But
I want your mouth.
It's my ass cheeks. I don't think I've ever. Side note: I don't think I've ever. Well, I guess I have, because if I'm imagining it in my head, then I've probably done it in real life, right? Does that make sense? What are you saying? Like, I've never like looked into the mirror and then spread my cheeks apart and look at my asshole, like my own asshole.
I have not done that.
Have you ever seen your own asshole?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I've probably done it. Now that I think about it, I think I've definitely done it. And I'm just trying to cover up the fact that I said that I didn't do it, but I actually have done it. Like, where you standing there, like after a shower or something, you just spread your cheeks apart because you're like, I wonder what it looks like.
Dude, I'm soaking wet after a shower. I'm like, I need to get dry and put some clothes on.
No, I mean, after you...
Sorry.
So anyway, I've seen my own asshole.
My bad.
And I've thrown myself off at the tangent. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I'm trying to make friends.
Not having friends.
It's so hard to make friends as an adult. I didn't realize how, because I don't want to be a creeper. Like, you can't, like, when you're kids, it's so easy because you're on the playground and you fucking like push a kid over and you're like, oh, we're friends now. Or there was one time where I literally in middle school I had one best friend pretty much, and the way we sat down and he busted my balls. He was like, hey, you look like a blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what he said.
Hey, you're fucking
ugly. You fucking kike trash. And I was like, whoa.
Holy shit.
He's like, yeah, you fucking yid circumcised ass fucking turtleneck chopped off looking motherfucker. And I was like, whoa, man, that was aggressive. And then I chopped back at him.
You were like, what do these words mean?
I said chop. I said chop because he was Asian.
Holy shit.
And we literally sat there for a second, looked at each other, and then he said, I think we're friends now. And I said, I think we are. And then we were friends for literally like 4 years after. And it was awesome. We would hang out outside of school. It's so easy as a kid to make friends is what I'm saying. As an adult, if I did something like that, I feel like I would be arrested. I feel like a creep.
You should be.
I don't want to make a move on anyone. I'm not. And there's also no like Tinder for friendship. What if they had a Tinder for friendship?
There's Bumble Friend, isn't there?
I don't know. Is that a real thing? Because if it is, I want to sign up. But then it's also kind of sad. I feel like I shouldn't have to sign up.
There's like 3 Bumble modes. One's dating, one's work, and one's friends, I think.
Work? Bumble work?
Yeah.
Let me go on the App Store right now. It's called Bumble Friends?
No, it's just part of the Bumble app. You can set it to find friends instead of like girlfriends.
No, there's Bumble.
Then there's what?
Bumble. Oh yeah, this is just Bumble. Here, let me download it.
I want to preface to your woman that you're doing it for friends.
No, I already had to re-download Tinder for work, which sounds super sus, but I swear to God, that's a legitimate thing.
It sounds super sus.
Yeah, there's I don't know how to like, this is so weird. Okay, anyway, sorry about I'll figure that out
Look
later.
into it.
I'll look into it, see if that's I'll try out Bumble Friends, and I'll get back to you guys later. I feel like this sounds super depressing. Like, I'm fine,
dude,
guys.
Next episode, we write Eddie's Bumble Friends bio.
Next episode, Eddie makes a friend. But anyway, in my new search to find friends, and also not to sound depressing, I'm fine. Everything's fine at the moment, sort of. I just need stronger medication. I've tried to be more social by talking to strangers. You know what I mean? Like if I get in an Uber or something, or I go to a restaurant, like I try to be very nice and very friendly, conversational. Usually I would just throw my AirPods in and like fuck off to the world. But now I try to talk to people.
Hold on. No. Go back.
Yes?
You just said AirPods casually. Like,
well, I mean, I'm rich. So
yeah, I was about to say you're trying
That's
to
a dead meme.
trying
Fuck
to flex
you.
on all of us.
You're a fucking piece of shit bringing up a dead meme like that. What kind of podcast is that? We prided ourselves for years.
All I'm saying is you went out of your way to say...
We've been doing this for years,
You went
Tommy.
out of your way to say AirPods instead of headphones. You were trying to flex.
You're a piece of shit. You know that?
Jesus Christ.
I love you.
Mm.
So, I got into an Uber the other day after work. I was going off to home probably. I don't really remember, but I got into the Uber and the guy turns around to me. He goes, "You smoke?" And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "You mind if I do?" And I'm like, "I don't care." And so he pulls out a vape and he just like the whole ride, he was just vaping and asking me about vape. And I was like, dude, I don't know. It's cool, I guess. And
like,
he was asking
bro.
he was asking me about my opinions on like certain things. He's like, "Do you think I don't even know what to say." Like he was asking me about stuff I didn't know about. Like he was just like about certain models of things. I'm like, I don't know. I have no fucking idea, dude. But he was just vaping.
He saw right through you.
He was just vaping and conversating, and I think I have a new best friend. He was also super foreign. He was like from the Eastern Bloc.
I was gonna say, dude, he knows that you're a vape god deep down.
Deep down, probably, yeah. So that was one thing. So I made one friend there. And then I got into another Uber the next day, and the guy turns around to me, goes, "Hi, what's your name?" And I was like, "Edward." And he's like, "Cool. Welcome to the thing, Edward." And it was raining out. He was like, "If you just smile, the sun will come out." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then, no, I didn't smile. That made me frown. I was like, "I wish you wouldn't have said that, sir." And then
that's why it didn't stop raining.
He drives for about 30 seconds, and then he turns around to me, and he's just like, "So, do you know what a Sikh is?" And I was like, "What?" And
like the religion?
Yeah. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "A Sikh. Do you know what a Sikh is?" I was like, "I think it's like a religious sect, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, but tell me everything you know about Sikhs." And I was like, I don't know anything. So I was like, "Is that the one where there's like two factions?" And he's like, No. You're thinking of the Shiites and Sunnis, which are like a Muslim, like a Muslim thing in India.
Yeah.
Or probably everywhere. I don't know. I'm not educated. And I was like, "Oh, okay, my bad, sorry." And then he proceeded to go through the entire history of India and how the religions like worked together and against each other to fucking like build what is the norm. Like he got up to the British Empire. I kid you not. He went from fucking like when Muhammad died and there was a battle for the throne, all the way up to when fucking Mahatma Gandhi went like, oh God, when he got shot.
That's like, did you ever have that with your like driving instructors when you were learning to drive?
Yeah, but that makes more sense because you're stuck in a car for an hour or two with them and you're driving around.
I know, but like, did they ever talk about just like random bullshit?
Yeah, well, I talked about sports.
One of mine. So I had two different driving instructors. One was really cool, and his name was Lovelace, and we talked about the Browns all the time. And the other one was really weird, and I didn't like him, and he was really rude. And he just one day he told me like the entire history of the it was some biker gang.
Hell's Angels?
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. Fucking, they did Woodstock.
He told me like the whole history. And I was like, dude, I don't care.
He's like, God damn, I just really wish I got my patch, man.
My hog.
I wish I earned those leathers, but I couldn't kill that girl back in the day.
But yeah, no, it was super weird, and I was uncomfortable.
Did he touch your pee-pee?
Have I?
Did he touch your pee-pee?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I'll ask that of several people from
Okay.
here on out. I will, if you mention someone, I'll ask if they've touched your pee, just in case. Because maybe there's a story in there.
Dude, yeah.
So anyway, we continue the ride. He explains the entire history of India, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting or whatever. I didn't really ask to be educated on this, but I'm fine with it.
Like, it sounds like you learned.
I
About
learned.
Sheiks and
I learned a lot.
Shiites and Sunnis.
Yeah. And but the thing that threw me off is like he first was just like, do you know what a Sikh is? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, well, tell me everything you know. I want to know your perspective
like,
on this thing I don't know. And I was like, okay. And then like every time I would get something kind of like wrong, obviously wrong, which I already told him I wasn't going to get wrong because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was straight up honest with him at the beginning of this. I don't fucking know. I'm an idiot. But he would like interrupt me and just be like, no. You're super wrong here. Here's why. And then he would go into this long rant. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just want to be friendly. I'm still trying to make a friend. I think at this point I'm like, well, I could still see it working out. And so
I could still see this working out.
We continue along, and then the conversation dies off, and I was like, thank God. I can just kind of relax in the back and forget about this, pretend that I'm not in the back of this weird guy's car. And he just turns around and he goes, so what does your father do? And I was like, what? Why is that the first thing you ask? Like, this is the first is, do you know what a Sikh is? And then what does your dad do? And I was like, he's retired.
It's like, no, Mark, I can't talk to you about the bag. So how's your sex life?
It was exactly like that. So he goes, what does your father do? And I was like, I don't, he just retired. He's chilling. And then I said, oh wait, no, now he fixes golf carts. Cause he does. He works at a golf course and he fixes golf carts. And I'm very proud of my father for fixing golf carts. Cause I think that is the job that I could, if you asked me when I was like 8 years old, what I thought my dad did, I'd probably say he fixes golf carts. So this is, a dream job for me, for him. Shout out Big Daddy Mike. That was a weird, I just had like a mini stroke there. He, shout out strokes. So the guy, he was just like, oh, okay. I explained what his job was before. It wasn't really important.
Yeah.
I mean, it was important. He, provided for the family.
It was to him.
It was to him. It was to the rest of our family.
It was to the driver.
And then he goes, okay. What does your mom do? Is she just a housewife? And I was like, why would you assume?
Shit.
Why would you assume that in this age? Like, that hasn't been a thing since the 50s, my guy. But he was so hardcore and just like, oh, she's a housewife, right? And I was like, no, she's the breadwinner. She works for, fucking big business and like is a very important person there or whatever. And I think, honestly, I think she made more than my dad did my entire life. So I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? But then I got into the defense because we don't believe in the fucking, we break fucking glass wall. What is it? Glass ceilings. We break glass ceilings. We fucking defeat the patriarchy on EPS. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
All right. FPBs. We're out here breaking the borders of the, current
Yeah.
I'm not going to call myself an ally though, because that is like a fucking. Do you think?
I just got weird deja vu.
Why?
I don't know. Just everything.
Here's something I want to bring up. Recently, we live in a time where things have been very. I don't know how to put it. Like, we live in the
Polarized.
Not polarized. I would say it's more of like a PC culture. Which isn't.
You're going a different direction than.
I'm not trying to say that like that's entirely a bad thing. What I'm kind of saying is like
you're racist.
No, what I'm trying to say is that like people who try to make themselves out to be allies, right? They're like, oh, I'm an ally. They always end up being kind of like low key racist in that way. Because if you're a white person, you're like, I'm an ally to black people. Then you're just being like, oh. You're like kind of the way you act is like we have to help them out. Obviously we can help them out because like they need our help. They need our help for us to help. And it's like, no, just don't be a racist asshole. You know what I mean? Like, just don't.
But by not being a racist asshole, you're being an ally.
Yes, but if you
I'm
declare
totally not with
yourself,
you on
if you
this.
declare yourself a fucking ally, that's so fucking lame. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
I'm not with you on this.
No, it's so lame to call yourself an ally because I go to a goddamn art school and everyone here is an ally. But they're not. It's like a white woke woman. It's like, oh, God. That sounds so bad because I'm a white male and it's bad to be a white guy now.
Dude,
I'm saying this out of love.
You were sounding not great right now.
I'm saying this out of, no, you're the one saying that. Okay. Let me preface, let me try and fix this.
You just
this
sarcastically said, I guess it's bad to be a white guy now.
No, I didn't say sarcastically. That's just my voice, Tommy. What I'm saying is, you shouldn't be racist. That is just
the fact that you had to backtrack that far.
That is just fucking like morals, right? Just don't be a racist person. But at the same time, I think the way we were raised, the way that things have been placed, the way you know we've been raised out in society and stuff like that, there are things that we don't realize that are racist, right? And we just don't even realize what we're doing is racist. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like the social justice warriors are doing things that are kind of like weirdly like. They're not directly racist, but they're indirectly racist.
How so?
Because the way they're like, we have to protect these people at all costs. Like they can't do it themselves. It's like, no, like they can they're a very strong
It's not that
people.
they can't do it themselves. It's that they.
But that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is like, I've heard someone say, a white woman in my class, she had a septum piercing. I'm not surprised. She said,
you were
she
saying
said,
a lot of things
she
this
said,
episode.
I've said this before, but she said that assimilation is worse than the Holocaust. And I was like, that is two fucking separate, very opposite. And I'm not just saying this because I was raised Jewish, and I'm not saying that like assimilation isn't bad. What I'm saying is they're very vastly different. I would say the extermination of a whole fucking like race of people versus like people being like, you should be like our culture, which is, I'm not saying is right. Not comparable at all. But this is the type of stuff I'm saying. It's like you can't.
But you can go the other way and say like, we had a friend in high school who was like, yeah, Jews are treated worse than black people in America.
That is
and
another
we were all
example.
Like, no,
that is another
not.
example because that's just so wrong. But I mean, like at the same time, like they take. The whole reason I brought this up, Jesus Christ. Infowars
are just going on a racist tangent.
That wasn't a racist tangent, Tommy. You know it was. It wasn't. Fuck. I'm not a racist. God damn it. I'm not even gonna say that I have a black friend.
The title of this episode
I'm
is
not even
Eddie's
gonna
a
say.
racist?
I could say I have a black friend because I have black friends, but I'm not gonna say it. Okay.
That's a really racist thing to say.
No, you should commend me for not saying that I have black friends.
That's what every racist person is like, my best friend's black.
I didn't say that though. I do have a friend who's very close to me.
You're saying it in a way to where it seems like you're not saying it.
I'm not saying it. I didn't say that I have a black friend. I do have a black friend, but I didn't say it.
You did something worse. You tried to jump around it. You're like,
no,
I could say that I have a black friend because I do, but I won't say it. But that in itself is you saying it.
Why are you attacking me right now? I didn't say I have a black
because
friend.
You're acting racist.
I didn't use it as an excuse. I do have a black friend, but I'm not going to use that as my excuse. Anyway, I'm not racist. So the whole point of this is we live in a PC culture, and the which isn't bad. There's some good things about it, some bad things about it. I feel like we could all just like I'm worried that because things flip flop in socially. Like I take this one class where we talk about like we go throughout history and looking at through like all the political cartoons and satire that happened throughout the decades, like how society, like we could see the social changes. So in the 30s it was the Depression, so things just fucking sucked, and the satire kind of reflected that. And then the war happened and everything was like national propaganda and like, you got to do your part to do your thing. And then men went off to war. Women and minorities were working in the workforce, right? And and then the war ended. And so the men came back. They took all the jobs back. And then it was the 50s now. And so all the women, they just went back to being housewives. And they would just raise kids and like sit at home and press the sheets twice and do all the dishes 3 times and then go pick up the kids and make sure dinner was on the table at 6. And they went crazy. Women went crazy during this time. And there was like a whole lot of instances of people going to psychologists, and a lot of the people going to psychologists were housewives. So in the 60s, it was the complete opposite. So it switched back to fucking like, it was the whole peace, hippies, fucking movement. And then we get to the, that goes on through the 70s kind of during Vietnam. And then the 80s come around. And then there was more of a social push back to the conservative values of like, family matters and all that stuff. So what I'm saying is things flip-flop all the time. And we're on a scale right now where we're super PC and we're super safe and we got to like protect and be very special and careful about the words we say. But I'm worried that a decade from now, we're going to be in a situation where it's the complete opposite. And there's just going to be rampant like racism and bad things, and the Alex Joneses of the world are the ones that are going to take power. You know what I mean? Why did I go on this rant? I think I just blacked out for like 15 minutes.
But you're saying like that all of this, like we don't have a sitting president who said
that's weird. I don't want to even talk about Trump because he's like.
But you're saying it like it isn't already happening. He's an outlier.
He's a weird outlier. I think he's kind of showing the future of what could happen. So
but it is happening.
No, it's happening right now. He's the president. But I'm saying like socially, like the majority of people, what if they start switching over to stuff like the way he does? You know what I'm saying? There could be a whole social shift 10 years from now. And this is just like me fucking shower thought. I'm a fucking idiot. But I could see that happening. Anyway, so what I'm saying is...
It kind of is already. You have neo-Nazis running through the streets.
But this isn't like an everyday thing. There aren't neo-Nazis like on the
no, I don't think
right
it'll
now.
ever be
No
an
one's
everyday
openly
thing.
like you still have to be careful about saying you're a neo-Nazi because you're going to get punched in the face, rightfully so. Because Nazis are bad. I'll say
you're
it.
going to get protected
Here on
by the
EPS.
cops.
Here on EPS, we do not condone neo-Nazis. Thank you. Put in the applause.
FPB, if you're a neo-Nazi, you're no longer an FPB.
Yeah, Juggalos and cool guys and rad chicks only. So,
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
The Facebook and Instagram, this is where I'm getting to.
Oh boy.
Facebook and Instagram, they just banned like a bunch of very hardcore right or hardcore left people. So like Alex Jones, InfoWars in general, Michael Yiannopoulos or whatever his name is.
Punch you in the nose.
Yeah, all those people, all those types of people. The only thing I'm worried about right now, the whole reason I had this like 17, 20-minute rant, Caitlyn Bennett, she's part of InfoWars. Did she get kicked off of Facebook and Instagram? Do I have to be worried right now? Do we have to be worried about our homegirl, Kent State Gun Girl?
No, she'll be fine.
Are you sure? Like, check right now. Look on your phone. Go on Instagram. Look her up. See if she's still there.
I've never looked at her Instagram before.
I mean,
only
it's
ever Twitter.
both wonderful. Thank God. I thought our brand just got ruined. She's not our brand. I'm not condoning anything she does, but like, it's fun to make fun of her. So it'd be harder to do if they didn't have a platform
You want to
for
see something?
her. Yeah.
You're going to enjoy it.
Okay.
Boom.
It's a picture of, I mean, I would say that they probably gave her a lot of props she doesn't deserve on this caricature of Caitlyn Bennett. She's wearing like, what's that? The Tomb Raider lady, Lara Croft.
Laura.
She's wearing like those
Laura
types
Croft?
of
Something Croft.
Lara Croft. She's wearing those shorts, like the booty shorts, and
Yeah.
a Captain
with the side holsters.
a Captain America like tank top.
Tank top. Yeah.
This is all an illustration. So
she's got a cross on too.
She's got a cross on, and she has two revolvers posted up Like she's ready to fucking duel it out in the wild, wild west. Thank you for showing me that, Tommy.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
We'll tweet the picture. Don't worry.
Yeah, we probably won't. So, unless Tommy does it.
Dude, I'll send it to you right now.
No, you can tweet. You have the account. I'm not going to do all the work.
Yeah, but
here.
I'd feel uncomfortable doing it.
Yeah, no, you got to do it or it's not getting posted. Tommy or Bobby Kopekin. So, yeah, so I'm trying to make friends. And that's pretty much all I had to talk about this week. Jeez. Let me see.
We did it.
No, we're not done yet. We still got a fucking conspiracy theory. There's the new Zac Efron movie, the Ted Bundy one. I'm really excited about that. Probably gonna watch it tonight, right after this. Oh, speaking of that class, the dumb class that I forgot to talk about, or that I was shitting on earlier. So we had to do presentations on like kind of who we are, like. We had to do a portfolio and show off like our freelance work and stuff like that. Yeah. As like a final. And one guy went up there and he's like, I'm an inventor. And one of my latest inventions and one thing that I'm super proud of is it's a brand of clothing that I just made. And he talked like this. He's like, and it's the first, let me see, he for word, this is what he said. It's the first ever multi-acronymal clothing brand.
What does that mean?
It means that he put 4 letters on a t-shirt, and his whole shtick is that it can mean, he said the exact number, it's like 436 different meanings that these 4 letters could have, and that's why this is the most special clothing brand ever. And I'm like, that's such,
I don't understand.
a fucking, how do you not get this? Do you know what an acronym is?
Why is it special?
Because what he's saying is like, it can be whatever you want it to mean, and it's like 4 specific letters too, so you would have to come up with the phrase yourself. So he was like, it's cool because it could be like, cool kids don't do drugs, or only cool kids get fucking turned. I know that wasn't the same letters. I don't remember the specific letters. It wasn't a great design, but that doesn't matter. It was just the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about it. I felt like it was funny in the moment. Maybe
I hope he listens to this.
Me too, because honestly, that was a bad idea, and I think it's stupid.
Everybody's going to be wearing his clothes 10 years from now.
So anyway, I think we should start our own clothing brand where we have we can just take EPS. It can be multi acronym. FPB. Actually, let's do it. We're gonna fucking, I swear to God, one of these days we're gonna start a fucking merchandise store for all the FPBs out there. And we're gonna make reasonably priced merchandise. I promise that.
Everything's $5.
Maybe. Well, I can't promise that because
we're guaranteeing.
How much does it cost to like produce? We'll think of something that costs less than $5, and we'll sell that shit, and it'll be the second ever actually multi-acronymal clothing brand, and it'll say FPB, and it can mean whatever you want it. Fat pussy boy. That's what we all know what it stands for. You're a fat pussy boy, which it's like hell yeah. Or it could be for brave or for prideful bravery. That's another one. Forks pull bread. It's endless. There's so many things that could mean. So
fuck pigs, bro.
Look, what?
Fuck pigs, bro.
Fuck pigs, bro. That's a perfect one. Thank you, Tommy. So look out for the FPB brand coming soon. I'm sorry. Was that dumb? Was that a bad? Was
too
that
late?
A bad
It's already in there.
Was it a bad section?
Just give
me your honest opinion though. Like, do you think that was a bad section?
Fine.
All right, cool. Then we'll keep. I mean, like we're
gonna keep it anyway.
I mean, yeah. It's just I don't. Sometimes I know it's a bad podcast, but sometimes I get a little nervous about it. This one was like a weird rant. This was a weird rant. Okay, so the conspiracy we're going to talk about today, and I don't know how many more of these we're going to... I don't, but I had one in mind, so we can wing it. Because, we're a very professional podcast, but If you've ever listened, it's a shit show. So we're just gonna stick to that brand. The conspiracy theory we're gonna talk today about is one that has been requested a lot by the FPBs out there, and it is the Denver airport.
Ooh.
There we go. Thank you for the reaction. So this is an airport. It's in, you guessed it, Denver, Colorado. And I see it. Tommy, thank you. And
that's me.
Cool. So
does it look like it's me?
All right, Tommy, I'm trying to do something here, man.
All right.
So it was born fucking what? People think the Freemasons had something to do with it, and it's just because there's weird looking fucking etchings, and they have weird
Freemason logos.
Yeah, which is like the triangle with the fucking eye in it, and it's like, or whatever. It's dumb. This one's dumb.
Turn your phone off.
Stupid. Whoever requested this one, you're dumb. This is a dumb one. Who cares about this?
Damn.
Why am I looking at this? There's gargoyles. Oh, who fucking cares? Kind of looks
There's
cool.
a horse too, I think.
Currently a fundraiser for folks with learning disabilities. Oh, it's a weird person who made the statue of this weird looking horse. When they fell, they were building it, and then they fell, and a piece of sculpture, and it died. The person who made it died. So it was like the horse that killed its maker. Was in there apparently. And peace and harmony with nature and children of the world dream. I hope they do. College once, and they tried to sell me on this college. It was the shittiest college I've ever seen. And it was in the middle. Fuck so many times.
That's pretty spooky.
Love Ohio. But they tried to sell about like, what do people do on the weekends, or like, what do people do for fun around here? Or how you heard me right? You can like walk through this tunnel when it's snowing outside,
down the Freemasons,
and you don't have to wear pants. Like, you can wear shorts everywhere. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about your tunnels, dude. Shout out Wright State University. Called them out. I said it. Whatever. I give up on the Denver airport. I'm sorry for that one. I know that was a dud. That was a dud of a conspiracy theory. It probably is. I can respect that. I'll just do another one next week. Don't worry. It's just because you don't want to do one. I understand that as well. Do you? What is it? What is the title of it? Just give a little teaser.
We'll
give a teaser. What people can look forward to.
I bet you wish you had those tunnels now. Now we're gonna get.
I've heard that one before. The Zodiac Killer was also supposed to be like the Golden State Killer, and yeah. All right, well, I look forward to that one. Not next week, because Tommy doesn't.
Let us know in the comment section below if you think it's Eddie's turn again next week.
The FPBs, you're just laying the FPBs down. I guess it's fine. It's whatever.
Dude, I have one locked and loaded.
We're gonna work
I mean,
hard
it's not
after
loaded,
this. We're gonna
but
come
it's
up
locked.
with some designs for some FPB.
I haven't researched it yet.
No, we're not doing fan mail.
There's
this week.
there's string of
if you do want to send in fan
serial
mail, though,
killers.
we just didn't get anything interesting
like
this
they
week.
just are like.
So if you do want to send in fan
people
mail,
don't know yet, like
you can email us.
Like the Zodiac
any
Killer
links,
and stuff. They
anything
don't know who it is.
Talk
like
about any comments on the show.
And somebody has this theory that they're all one person.
What is our email? sadboycrying@hotmail.com, @gmail.com. Once again, sadboycrying@hotmail.com, @gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram,
a bunch of them,
_pod. You can keep up on whatever the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
We're really bad at social media. We don't honestly really use it. Share this goddamn show with some friends. Jesus Christ. Be an FPB. Create an The greatest thing you can do as a fat pussy boy is to create another fat pussy boy.
Do we have fan mail?
As the leader of the Fat Pussy Boys.
Oh shit!
I, Grand Mason, Edward James Weisfeld, declare that you guys should share the show. Do it. You guys have done a great job so far. Thank you so much. We love you guys for the support and stuff. I don't know, whatever you want. I'm gonna let you just right off the dome. Post that picture of Caitlin Bennett. Just that. look forward to that. Me and Tommy are going to go apologize to people that we've probably burned. I'm going to call my black friend and say I'm not racist. It's cool.
Dude,
I
I'll
have a
tweet
black
someone
friend.
right
I'm not
now.
going to bring it up that I have a black friend, but I do. And we'll see you guys next week.
Dude, let me tweet something.
Throw in
right
some outro music here, Bobby. Love you. Love you guys. Mwah.